I help naturally quiet people to overcome social anxiety, build confidence connecting with people, develop their natural strengths, and to create a lifestyle which enables them to thrive. So this is my third episode of this live stream series, designed to get you feeling motivated and more confident before starting your day, so that you can get more done, enjoy the process, and keep making progress in your journey. So a great question to ask yourself is, what's holding you back from feeling more motivated in this moment right now? What's holding you back from feeling more motivated in your life in general? Perhaps it's a past experience that scarred you, and you're scared of having to go through the same thing again. For example, if you got made redundant from a job, you might be scared of being made redundant from another job. And if you have this belief that whatever you do, you're doomed to fail, the past is going to repeat itself again, this kills motivation. The prerequisite for motivation is always hope. If you don't have hope, you don't have motivation. You don't even need to have belief to have motivation. Hope is what you need. I remember when I was receiving a mentorship session, learning that you don't need belief in order to be successful. Belief can come afterwards, but you do need to take the required actions. You need to get your behavior right. Behave in the right way. Be consistent. So even if you don't have confidence yet, and you don't feel motivated, all you need is hope that it's possible that things will go differently now than they did go in the past. And with that hope, it's up to you to do the right behaviors, to not sabotage. The great thing with the past, which sounds really obvious to say, is that it's already past. There's a time gap between the past and the present. A lot of things can happen in that gap of time. I'm sure a lot of things have happened. We take the past too seriously. We think that things now are going to be just the same as they were in the past. But is that necessarily true? If someone put a gun to your head and they said that if you don't answer this honestly, I'm going to pull the trigger and blow your brains out. I have one question for you. Do you think the future is guaranteed to bring the same outcomes as the past, or is it possible that it might be different? Probably even if you think it might bring the same outcomes as the past, you can't say that that's certain. You know that there's a possibility that results can be different. Partly due to random chance. Maybe you've struggled to find a partner in the past and you got to a stage where you gave up hope. But due to random chance, you might just meet the right person. That's possible. A roll of the dice could just go in your favor. A bunch of outside events, external events beyond your control could just coincide and you get a job that is much better than your current job. You get a promotion and things start going better. It's possible. I wouldn't recommend relying on this, but it is possible. But the most important thing is the time gap from the past experiences that left you feeling disheartened to the present moment. I'm going to tell you how caribou, how they overcome trauma. Really, really interesting. And I've told this to a bunch of clients, and I learned this from a psychology book on overcoming trauma, which I read quite a number of years ago. So there's a herd of caribou, and actually we'll say gazelle. Gazelle was the example in the book. So there's gazelle, and then a lion chases after this herd of gazelle. And the gazelle, they split apart and dart off. The fight or flight response has been engaged in the gazelle. So they're running about and they're getting away from the danger. One gazelle slips and it's completely floored. So then the third F, there's the fight or flight, 2 Fs. There's a third F happens, which is known as freeze. So when faced with danger, there's 3 responses that can happen. There's the fight response. I have to fight in order to overcome this danger. There's the flight response. I have to escape this threat. Then the backup, last chance saloon, is the freeze response, which is known as playing possum or playing dead. So the gazelle engages the freeze response because, of course, the gazelle's aware that it can't overpower the lion and it slips. There's no way it can get up and get away in this situation. So it plays dead. And lions, they like to kill and then eat fresh meat as opposed to eat an animal that's already dead because the meat could be rotten. So the gazelle is just hoping and praying. And by random chance, the lion decides that it's not going to eat that gazelle today because it's not sure if it was already dead in the first place. So the gazelle had a narrow escape from death. Then, when the coast is clear, the gazelle gets back up and it reunites with the herd. It's trembling with fear, understandably. Then something super cool happens. So the herd, they reenact the situation that where one of them plays the lion and chases after the herd of gazelle. And the gazelle that narrowly avoided death gets to practice facing a simulation of this same situation. And it does this again and several more times. It repeats this situation until it successfully escapes, and it's trained so much that there's no doubt that in the future scenario, it would get away from the lion just like the rest of the gazelle did. At this point, the gazelle trembles again, and it keeps on trembling until it's released that fear from its body. It's no longer traumatized because the past situation which beat the gazelle, it only beat the past version of that gazelle. The current version of that gazelle is now able to escape that situation. So there's no need in holding on to the fear. Holding on to the fear would only make sense if you haven't changed. If you go out there and you're met with a situation which destroys, defeats you, you're going to be afraid of refacing that event. But what can help you? What does help you overcome this is you upskilling, you practicing that event in a safe way until you've changed, until you can handle that situation differently than the past you could. What that means is the situation is no longer a threat. Therefore, there's no point in holding on to that fear. So you can let go of the fear. The difference between the gazelle that slipped and engaged the freeze response and that same gazelle after the training is that time has passed. The present moment gazelle is now different than the past gazelle. Training, upskilling, the passing of time, things have changed. So the future outcomes of that gazelle, they're different. It's not going to have to freeze when it sees a lion in future. It can escape. And let's imagine that the gazelle didn't do that training. And then it saw the lion again. If the gazelle didn't believe in itself, it might just immediately play dead and hope to get lucky again. Highly risky, not the best strategy. So in other words, it's possible that for you watching this video, there's past experiences that defeated you, that you struggled to cope in. I have those experiences too. Past experiences that I found challenging, where I felt like I was always losing, always getting defeated. And that knocked my confidence when I was younger. But when you change as a person, you upskill, you basically overcome those traumatic experiences. You overcome the painful times. You learn how to navigate things differently because time's passed and you've changed. You can let go of those situations that once affected you, and that increases your level of motivation. The future's not the same as the past. And the crazy thing is, if you go out there without motivation, if you've given up hope and you've thrown the towel in, you're massively reducing your chances of things being better. I know what the belief's like. It might say to you, what's the point in trying if it's just going to be the same? This is a common sticking point that lots of people face. including my clients. What if I go out there and nothing changes? It's just the same. If you don't change, you stay exactly the same, and you don't upskill, then things might be the same. Let's be real, let's be honest. If you don't change, but you keep on doing the same things, then you're just relying on chance events for things to be different. But if you can transform, which you can, by the way, things will be different. I used to feel hopeless in several areas of life, all at the same time. Social anxiety was one of the big themes. I didn't know if I could find people that I really connected with, where I could actually be myself. I didn't know if I could find a relationship. I didn't know if I could be successful in the career world. I didn't know if I had what it took to get myself into good shape physically. I didn't know if it was possible for me to become confident. I didn't know if it was possible for me to change as a person. But these things have happened. I have overcome these challenges. And that made me think, wow, like, if I can do this, then everyone can do it, providing that they're on the right path, providing that they put the work in that I put in. Anybody can transform in a whole bunch of areas of life, and the results will be different. One of the common emotions um, that people feel, clients can feel. I imagine um, people watching this video as well. Frustration. If you're constantly trying and you're hoping that things will be different, but the message you're getting back from life is it's just the same, it's always the same, it's not going to change. If that's what's happening, you're going to be frustrated because what you're thinking is my time and energy, is it all in vain? Is it being wasted? Am I wasting my time and energy trying things which don't lead to results? This usually happens when you're trying to force an outcome. You're trying to achieve something which is beyond your control. And with a perspective shift, this can change. I guarantee you, if you start to take up cardio, you go running, and you eat healthier, and you stick to it, you're going to get results. The results will be that you feel better in general. Your health and fitness will be better. You'll feel more confident. You'll feel more motivated. And your general energy for connecting with people will be better. Those are results. I also guarantee you that if you're currently just in your room, you're not really going out, you're not doing anything, then you start going to 1 to 2 socials a week on Meetup. you just keep on going and you don't stop. Over time, you will feel more confident to get around people and have conversations. If you focus on being more honest with people in your life, not trying to create an image, but instead to let your guard down and really connect. Say what's on your mind, say what you're thinking, to be yourself without needing anything back, not trying to manipulate the other person, but just actually being yourself. Over time, this will make you feel more open and more confident. I know this works for a fact because it's exposure therapy. It's well known to work when done in the right way. And when you're being honest and putting yourself out there, you're constantly collecting proof that you're safe when you're being yourself. You're getting experience letting your guard down and letting your personality exude. You're coming out of your shell. And everybody has some things in life where they naturally feel good, where they naturally light up. Some people come alive when they're doing drama, other people, music. Some people come alive when they're playing board games, playing pool, exercising, around certain conversation topics. Whatever it is, there's going to be an activity or place where you feel in your element. If you spend more time in your element, you're going to feel happier and more confident in general. Because you're playing to your strengths. And this is one of the themes of my coaching. Helping people figure out what their natural strengths are and start to play to these strengths in life. This gives you motivation and confidence because finally you're in your element. You have these talents, you have these traits which are well developed in you, and you're using them. You're going to feel competent, you're going to feel valuable as a person because you're spending your time doing things that you're actually good at. When you feel lost in life, it's probably because you're not being yourself and you're not playing to your strengths. You're living someone else's agenda, someone else's scripts. Maybe you're trying to please your parents, to please an authority figure. And it's okay to be led when you're growing up. But when you're ready to step into the career world, you want to develop more personal leadership. I had this thought the other day, yesterday actually, when I was getting a train into Birmingham city centre. And because it's Freshers Week, I noticed all these students going around in groups, following timetables, looking at the campus map, navigating. And it really, the thought that it inspired was that we spend most of our lives being rewarded for following. We get rewarded for following, and we're taught to please society standards. wow, you're very, very punctual. You remembered to answer these exam questions properly. Well done, pat on the back. We'll give you a good grade. So you get taught to follow, and you get rewarded for being a good follower. There's obviously a positive to that. It's important to be able to follow boldly, and there's many situations where it's best for you to follow. But you don't get taught how to lead. That's not something that is on the syllabus. You're taught how to follow and police society standards. This means that you're trained up to do the same as an adult. But leadership's super important. This is how you can make a difference. Leadership is scary, but you gain a lot from it on a personal level, and it's highly rewarding as well. So you're not taught how to lead, you're not rewarded for stepping out of the mold and doing something different. So sometimes this might stifle your creativity. Having other people's standards to please, and quite a bit of negativity as well. Both of these things can reduce creativity. So even if you go through the whole school education system and you decide that, you know what, I'm not enjoying my current job, this isn't for me, you can exercise personal leadership and just change things up. Things don't have to be the same, things can be very different. Just knowing that you can change is valuable as well. Knowing that things aren't set in stone, you have the power to change yourself and your life as well. You might not believe it's possible. You might not think it's going to happen. That's okay. You don't necessarily need to believe it. Believe that it's going to happen. You just need to have hope. Hope that it could happen. And if you want it to happen, you can take action towards that. And over time, with the action, you would gain the belief that, okay, it is possible anyway. This is what I did. I went through the whole education system, degree, master's, PhD, and then changed things up. I escaped the matrix of the 9-to-5 working world and built my own coaching business. And I'm always growing it, always getting better, always learning, and making a difference as well. So I made this change, and again, before, when I was working, when I was doing a PhD, I was getting paid to do it. So I viewed it as a job. Did I believe that I could build a full-time coaching business from live events and word of mouth? No, I didn't believe I could do that. Not fully. I hoped I could do it, but I didn't know if I could do it. But if you don't try, you don't know. You could spend your whole life never trying, and you would never know what's possible. If you don't have hope, you're never going to try. So the message really is, ask yourself the question, what's holding you back from feeling more motivated right now and in your life in general? And maybe with some searching, some contemplation, you'll realize that there's past experiences that are blocking you right now. Think about how you've changed as a person from the time when you face these past experiences to right now. And think about how you can change further. Start to pick holes in this blockage and find counter evidence. Well, I've changed now, so maybe it's going to be different. Can I know for certain that that things aren't going to change, or is there hope that things might be different because I'm different now? And with enough will, you'll find a way to find hope. And then when you keep on going and taking action, and there's hope there, the motivation kicks in. And when you're feeling more motivated, confidence will improve as well. And motivation and confidence alone, they do make a difference, and they change results. Even the same you with more confidence and motivation gets different results. This is true in all areas of life, whether it's with your career, your health and fitness, your lifestyle, your relationships, your finances, whatever it is that that you want to focus on. If you're feeling more confident and more motivated, results will be different. So before finishing this live stream, a couple of announcements. So I have a weekend program coming up the first weekend of October, the 5th and the 6th. And this is to help you overcome self-sabotage in all the main areas of life. It's for a group of up to 10 people. I currently have 4 people going. It'd be great to get a couple more joining us. For the full weekend, it's 10 hours of group coaching. It costs £150. Email me if you want to book your place and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you're going to go away feeling more confident and motivated in each of the main areas of life. You're going to have an action plan, clarity on what you need to do to make progress. And then roughly a month after the coaching program, I follow up with a one-to-one video call for accountability and to check how you're getting on. Email me if you want to know more about the program and book yourself on it. Also, if you're more interested in one-to-one coaching, again, just drop me an email. I offer the first session free of charge, and then only charge if you want to come back for more sessions. Until next time, hope that you have a great rest of your day.